A lot of people are ashamed to have that conversation because they're like, I know.
It happens. We all fall short sometimes, but that's okay. You can repair your credit. I did it myself when I bought my house, 11 years ago. I purchased my home with a 530 credit score.
Wow.
That was in 2014. So I pulled myself out of 530 to an 815 credit score, so it can be done. I went through a divorce, and he actually left me swimming in bills, and I didn't know how I was gonna survive. It took me 2 years to get over the divorce when I cried every single day for 6 months straight. Until one day I just said, okay, we have sat in this, we have cried, we have begged, what are you gonna do now? So at this point, it's like they say, when you at the very bottom, there's nowhere to go but up.
That's right.
So I just started kind of pulling myself up, piece by piece, rope by rope.
What was the first thing one of the things that you did to pull yourself up, if you can go into that detail?
I'm out to cry.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. And yourself?
I'm doing good. You look amazing.
Oh, excuse you. You do too.
God, love the earrings.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It was my husband.
It's gonna be loud now. But we're outside. If you're wondering, we are in Columbus, Indiana today. This is part of the last week of our Goldman Sachs, and so we've decided. I was like, let me interview some amazing fellow scholars that are doing incredible things, and I'm so thankful. I just want to hear your story. I know we talked a little bit before, but very inspiring what you're doing.
Thank you.
Now, some people might be like, who's she talking to? I don't know who she's talking to. Well, let's change that. Tell us your name and just a little bit about you.
So I am Jennifer Williams. I'm owner and operator of All-in-One Tax Services. I do have a nonprofit organization, Zetta Nicole Girls, where I mentor youth girls ages 9 through 17. I do run a real estate company as well, where I have a couple rental properties, all-in-one transportation, and I am the author of 4 different books dealing with surrounded around financial literacy for youth and adults. So I if you listen to everything that I do have, the different businesses I run, is all surrounded around helping people.
Yeah.
I love helping people. I love giving back, making an impact in people's lives, because a lot of us fall short in those areas. A lot of times people don't want to help us out. Yeah. So I just remember certain things that I endured throughout my life over the course of about to be 46 years. So I just remember when people didn't want to help me. So I made a pact with myself that once I get on my feet, land on my feet, and be able to attain certain resources, I wanted to be able to give back there to the community, even teach my youth girls to give back doing community work as well.
That's amazing. Yeah. And you are doing that. I know you just launched a book. I'm going to talk about that, but last year or so was a pivotal moment in your life. Like, a lot of things happened. I remember you were telling me about, if you're okay to talk about the divorce and losing weight, going to the hospital, all of that. I just kind of want to get into that a little bit, because before you became successful, there's a journey that went through, and a lot of people that are, they might see us now thinking, oh, she's all right, but they didn't know what went through, what you've gone through, the shoes that so I kind of want to step back a little bit, right? Just tell us a little bit about maybe let's start with your, how you started your basics. Let's start with that, and then we'll progress through the situation that happened and kind of basically go in a timeline.
Yeah, I actually started my tax business out of my home. Okay. So I went from probably doing 3 to 8 people a year, working out of my 3rd bedroom. So now I probably have over 300-400 clients. Because I purchased my building in 2021. Wow. I was originally approved for my loan a week before the pandemic hit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I actually sat on that pre-approval for a whole year. I didn't purchase the building until the next following year. And even though we were still in COVID, people thought I was crazy for purchasing a building.
I was going to say, seriously, everybody was running the other way and you were purchasing a building.
But you know what? They said in the down season, millionaires are built.
Say it again for the people at the back, sis.
And the down cities and millionaires I built.
That's right.
And God told me it was time. God said, don't look at what's going on right now. I need you to trust me.
That's right.
Well, remember lady said today about trusting and having faith and everything like that. So I didn't look at the circumstances that is what was going on around me, because if I did, I wouldn't be here and doing the things I'm doing, because I just took the leap of faith and I listened to God's voice, not everybody else, because everybody told me like, don't do it, because a lot of people was filing bankruptcy, closing their businesses. My business was built in the pandemic.
Wow.
True story.
You know, it's funny because I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of the things that we hear is about how all the businesses that were closing down. Yeah. That we heard a lot of negative, how people were dying, but there was a lot of good that came out of it too. Yeah. You know, I felt like God was just restructuring things too. Absolutely. You know, so wow. So you started with 8 clients a year, and now we're about 400 and counting.
And counting.
That is amazing. So like, what was that journey? What did that look like for you? Like, were there times where you felt like, God, when am I going to have more than 8 clients? Like, how long did you have 8 clients for before?
I had 8 clients probably. I started like 2016. I had been doing taxes before that, but like just doing people's taxes. 2016. 2021, I bought my building.
Yeah.
So that's 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
You were grinding for 5 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I just took the leap of faith. I went through a divorce, and he actually left me swimming in bills, and I didn't know how I was gonna like survive. And I just, I told the story before. I just remember one day, the day that he's left, I was laying on the floor for 3 hours crying, and I was just asking God what I'm gonna do, because at that moment in my life, I thought my life was over with. But how'd I know what I know now? Back then, my life was just beginning.
That's right. You see, one of those things where, women, some of us, when we love hard, right? Yeah. It's like, we're committed, we took the vows for the long run, and then you kind of hope that this is the person you stay with forever.
Absolutely.
And then
life happened.
And you're like, wait a minute, how did I get here?
Yeah.
So that must have been very difficult. I can imagine, I probably would have cried more than 3 hours.
Oh no, that was just that day.
Okay.
It took me 2 years to get over the divorce, when I cried every single day for 6 months straight. Until one day I just said, okay, we have sat in this, we have cried, we have begged, we have believed God, everything, prayed over and over again. What are you going to do now? So at this point, it's like they say, when you at the very bottom, there's nowhere to go but up.
That's right.
So I just started kind of like pulling myself up piece by piece, rope by rope. And I mean, it was exhausting.
What was the first thing one of the things that you did to pull yourself up, if you can go into that detail?
First thing I did was, the day after the divorce, I incorporated one of my businesses.
Okay, girl.
24 hours after that. And then I want to say a couple months after that, that's when I incorporated the tax business.
Okay.
I didn't incorporate the tax business till 2019.
Oh, wow. It's fun. Oh, okay. So you were doing it for 3 years before you even, wow.
Absolutely. I had got my credentials with the IRS in 2017. So everything was just happening, and I just realized over the course, like, I was evolving, and I thought that this person was going to evolve with me. God said, no, this is for you. You are to go on this journey. I'm in that.
Right.
But I didn't understand why things were happening. But now I see why it took place. And honestly, my grandmother told me, like, one day you're going to be happy that certain events happen. When I tell you, I think God sees what's ahead, and he's not finna let us crash and burn. And it seemed like I felt like I was getting punished, but God was saving my life.
Or did you feel like, God, where are you? I need you right now. Because I feel like every time I'm going through a hard situation, I'm like, where are you, God? Like, why are you letting me suffer like this?
I say that. But I feel like he's building our character in certain areas that we are weak in, because he's preparing us for the things that we've been praying for.
That's right.
So it's like, I have to strengthen you there, because you asking for this, and I don't want certain people to be able to run over you, take certain things from you. So it's gonna hurt a little bit, but I need you to trust me and what I'm doing for you. And it's like, what I understand, like I tell people, I didn't I have been raised in church my whole life, but I didn't fully understand who God was until I was 38 years old when I went through that divorce. And I know that God would never do anything to hurt you or harm you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wants to prosper you, protect you. And sometimes we feel like God is breaking our heart, but like, no, he's saving you.
I know, right? But it's hard to see in that moment, right?
Yeah.
Hindsight is 20/20, so we just have to trust the process.
Absolutely, and I'm grateful for everything that I went through 7 years ago. This day, I wouldn't change anything, because if certain events wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be where I'm at and where I'm headed. So I'm like, celebrate those things, those milestones, because they cultivated you into the woman or the man that you are transitional to be, and what God has already predestined over your life before you was even placed in the womb.
That's right.
You know?
Which is sister. Wow. So you incorporated your business, and then you started, in 2019 was when you basically kind of launched as a business.
Yeah.
And then
I just remember I had a vision board.
Okay.
I did the vision board in 2016, and on the vision board I had my tax office on there. And I just remember once I did the incorporation, God said to me, it's time to go find a building. And I went out there. Normally people get pre-approvals first. No, ma'am. I walked in faith. God told me to go start looking for a building. I started going shopping for buildings. I didn't even have a pre-approval or nothing. But that was how big my faith was. You know what I'm saying? How I was trusting and believing in what God told me.
Yeah.
And I just remember I went to apply for the building. And this was the brokest I ever been in my life. Because I remember I went through a divorce, had to pay for an attorney, lost a lot, kind of I went to that bank. I will never forget, I had $15 to my name. And they asked me on the application, how much is in your business account? I lied and said $1,500. Yeah.
Hey, you got to speak my faith.
Speak my faith. But I said, when they called me, because I had good personal credit, because everything goes off the personal credit, but even though the business is in the business name, but they called me and was like, okay, we need 20% down. Is that going to be a problem? Victoria? I sat there and held the phone. I said, no, it won't be a problem. But in my mind, I hung up the phone. I said, Lord,
where am I going to get this money?
This, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You was talking about over $20-some thousand I had to put down.
Yeah.
And then so I stayed straight in what God told me. Trust me. Maybe 3-4 days later, the bank called me back and said, there's been a change of events. They are now requesting 10% instead of 20%.
Okay.
Can you do that? I said I can. I still didn't have 10%. But again, I cannot.
And the bank didn't know you didn't even have the 20.
Did not. But I'm telling you, I still was being obedient what God told me to do. I promise you, I can't make this up. This is like, look, 3 weeks later, money just started coming in droves. I lost my job.
Wow.
Right after I had got my pre-approval. 24 hours before I got my pre-approval, I lost my job. I was a banker. Yes. I worked at the bank for 3 years.
Cool. There was a lot going on in your life this period.
When I tell you it was transition.
Wow.
Transition. I lost my job 1 week before the pandemic. And that was the first start of I got unemployment, because they told me that my business was a conflict of interest. They tried to fight me on unemployment, but the unemployment office said there was nothing in their handbook stating that I couldn't have my own business.
All right.
So guess what? I made more money on unemployment than I did working, because guess what? The pandemic hit. So I was getting that pandemic money. Then turn around, divorce money came in. So when I tell you, I didn't know all of this was going to happen, but when I tell you that I didn't know what was up the road for me, I just stood in faith in what God told me to do, even though I only had $15 to my name. But I trusted him, and I'm telling you, when it was time to buy the building, I had money to close. They told me I had to put 10% down. I had prayed to God for favor at the closing table, favor on the price. I didn't even have to put 10% down, and I got favor on the price. I got $10,000 off my building. Negotiations today.
Okay. We talked about that.
Negotiations today. Wow. And when I tell you that, when I got in there, then I'm going to be frank with you. I spent like about $30,000 getting in there with everything, getting everything fixed up. But I'm going to tell you something. God, my bank account got down to $2,000. And I just remember I went live on Facebook and I told everybody, like, hey, y'all, I'm in business now. The business open. I know you need your taxes done. I know you need your credit done. When I tell you, people start tagging me in posts, sharing my posts. When I tell you, remember I told you I spent $30,000. The first month I made $30,000. The next month I made $25,000.
Oh my
So
God.
I got all my money and then some back within 60 days. And
If that is not God, I don't know what is.
And I knew then I was where I was supposed to be doing what I was supposed to be doing. My salary for 2019, I made that in 1 room.
Wow.
So I've never hit 6 figures until I started working for myself. I made 6 figures my first year in business, and I cried. It's nothing to somebody else,
right,
but it was everything for me because I applied employment for myself. I stepped out on faith. I took the lead. Even in the chaos of my whole world was crashing down. I'm about to cry.
No, me too. I'm like, oh my God.
I just trusted God, and I just be like telling people now, like, when one door closes and you feel like your whole life is just upside down, just know that God is working something out for you, greater good. You just have to believe. It just look ugly. You don't know what the hell going on, because like you say, you feel like you walking around in the dark, and it's like, God, where are you?
Yes, you're like, help me.
Help me, please.
Yeah, but He's already got us the whole time.
But
it's just to trust the process.
Trust the process, and you got to keep walking, because like they say, it ain't gonna rain forever. The sun will shine again. You just have to believe and just trust in God and have faith, and just know God will never hurt you.
Wow. So I have to ask you, because some people might be like, and I think, okay, how do you hear God?
Yeah, I just been listening. I mean, I could just be doing any little thing, and I promise I hear His voice. It could be, sometimes it could be faint. I be like, God, should I be doing X, Y, Z? He'll just send me like a sign. Every time that, like, people always like going to my cousin and be like, do you really hear His voice? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen the evidence.
Absolutely.
So you know it was God talking to you. Yeah.
And I said, that's the thing. A lot of people, you hear Him, but you're being disobedient.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've learned when, like I said, when I went through everything I went through, people told me, like, when I went through divorce, you're going to have sex with a lot of men. You're going to be an alcoholic. I did none of those things. I ran straight to God. I needed Him. I craved Him. Because the crazy part is, I had told my ex-husband previously, a year and a half before, I said, I want to be able to submit all the way fully to God, but I don't know how. I felt like He was calling me, but I didn't know what to do, how to surrender. And one thing about God is, God not gonna chase you. He's gonna create some type of circumstance where you gonna come to Him.
Yeah.
You gonna submit to Him. And this is why I tell a lot of people is, stop putting your hands on things. You gotta give God the front seat. Give Him the key.
Yeah. Take the wheel.
Take the wheel. I said, when you keep messing in it.
Yeah. It's like you want to trust Him to do it, but then you're taking it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't. You gotta. One side, you gotta, let it go or take it over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you trust me? You don't. And He gonna be like, all right.
Until you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't finna force you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He not finna force himself on me, because that's why, like, a lot of people say, like, you talk about God a lot. I said, if you understand the magnitude of what I went through, and I told God this, and I remember saying, God, if you heal my heart, I swear I'm gonna tell everybody about you. And this is why I always, like, I tell people, ask me anything you want. Nothing, I don't have nothing to hide, because I feel like the things that I went through, it can be another woman going through the same things, and she want to know that it is light at the end of the tunnel, right? That I can rise again, I can bounce back.
I mean, because you needed that too. You needed someone to show you that this is gonna be okay.
Absolutely.
Because crying every day for 6 months feels like the pain is just so much.
Yeah. I was literally waking up every day like my body was literally in pain. That hurt worse than my childbirth. And childbirth hurt. Because when you push the baby out, pain stops. But no, I woke up every single day in pain. I was so severely depressed that I wanted to take my own life, because I just wanted the pain to stop. And I just like I be saying, like, telling people, like, cool through, because you be having that monkey on your shoulder, like, just do it. And now, like, I understand. I never understood why people say they commit suicide until I went through what I went through. And now I have a heart, and now I know why people do the things, because they want the pain to
stop. Wow.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot too. But okay. So then you were going through all of this, and then the table started to turn, make 30,000 in the first month, then 25, and then, you know, and I know you have a billboard too. You know, like you're every, well, by the way, if you don't know Jennifer Will, like, let me tell you, we're going to get to that book, but this woman is such a phenomenal woman. She's not even blowing her own horns yet. Like, she's doing incredible job. And I love the fact that you're also thinking about helping people, helping kids, helping women with your life, you know. So yeah, tell us a little bit about how the trajectory kept going. And then
so I started my nonprofit organization, mentoring youth girls ages 9 through 17. I actually started that in 2020. Okay. So I started that, and
it's like the pandemic was when everything was just happening.
It was the burst. It was the burst. That's why I say millionaires is building a down season. Some people didn't take advantage of it, and some people did. And I felt like the time that we in, it was playing on people's mental, especially kids. They at home behind the screen, they can't do nothing. So a lot of people was having like issues with their kids and things like that. And for like, I want to say about 5-6 years previous, I kept saying for years I wanted to do a nonprofit organization. I was like, something with girls. It was one day I saw a video on Facebook. It was these girls, they was 13 years old. Their mothers was videoing it, and the guys was 24, and they was twerking on it, and their mothers was cheering them on. And I said, mentorship. Wow. Time to get our little girls together, teach them some things, pour into them. And when I tell you, it was, I didn't know I was going to be here 5 years later. I've had girls, probably over 100 girls who came through my organization. I've had regular girls, foster care, all different type of girls. I had one of my little girls who just reached out to me. She was in foster care, and she moved to another home. She found me on Google. She Googled and emailed the business. She was like, this is Aaliyah. Do you remember? Girl, I remember all my kids. Aww. And it made me feel good that she reached out, because she said, I miss you, Miss Jennifer. She missed our talks. And it's like with the girls, I have them every Saturday from 12 to 3. I started in the library, because then the library closed down because it was the pandemic. And guess what? My mother let me host the girls in her basement. And I tell people all the time, I said the basement had cobwebs in it. But one thing about them babies, they came. They came every Saturday.
Kudos to their moms too for bringing that.
I was finna say that. I appreciate those women, because this was just a thought, and I know this came from God. Help our girls. Help my children. And when I tell you, like, the girls who started with me are now graduating, they're going to college. And I cried the other day, because those was my babies, because they started with me and they believed in the mission, the vision, and everything that I was trying to do. And one of them actually work for me now. And then my other one, that's my baby. And I just told her, I said, look, you graduate college, I'm doing something with you, I don't know, but God told me, like, you're going to work with these little girls somehow, some way in business. One of my little girls asked me one day, she's like, Miss Jennifer, when you get rich, are we going to be able to have your personal number? I said, well, hey, you know I'm going to be rich.
Yes.
I said, but you're going to have my personal number. You ain't going to have to go through all my sisters.
That's right.
They cracked them laughing. But I love them, because kids are just so impressionable. They're beautiful. They're kind. The amazing that have came in on organization. Just to hear their stories. I've cried with girls. I had a girl who was 15 and was sex trafficked before. And I mean, I've had, when I tell you, depression, molestation, all different types of orals. Girls even came out something. It's just, they entrusted me. And like, I've had like some people who took their children out of the organization because they felt like their daughters was too close. They was telling me more than they was telling them.
Well, at least they're saying something to an adult, because they have someone they can open up to.
I thought, honestly, I wish I had me when I was growing up. Because at the end of the day we don't feel comfortable talking to our parents without things. And it's like, to have a Jennifer back then, that would have made my life so much easy, so much better. I mean, as a little girl, a teenage girl, many times I cried myself to sleep, wondering why this person don't love me, why this person rejected me. If I would have had the same person like me to pour into me, telling me I'm worthy, I'm beautiful, I am enough.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow. So I know that's financial is all things taxes.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to lift this up into your book because it kind of ties in together, right?
Yeah.
Your passion for helping children. It's not just pouring into them, but also giving them a tool,
Absolutely.
like a financial tool to help them. Just, we talked a little bit about this before, like our schools are not setting them up to know how to do basic finance.
Yeah.
And so not only are you pouring into them, you're also giving them a tool for them to be successful in life.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about this.
So the Money Tree, that's my children's book for ages 6 through 12.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually something that I had wanted to do a year ago because I felt like it was needed for our youth. Especially like you're never too young to learn about financial literacy.
Yeah.
I feel like the early, the better, because when these kids get out of school, they graduated, they don't know what credit is. They sitting here getting all these credit cards, don't know about credit utilization, that if you spend over 30%, that's going to lower your credit score, things like that. Late payments, if you make one late payment, that's to drop the score 40%. They don't know these type of things like that. So I said, let's get them started early.
In fact, adults sometimes don't even know something like this.
Do you not understand that some adults have kept my book for themselves?
Wow.
And they asked me to make an adult version. And I said, I do have an adult version. It's my very first book, The Credit Manual. So that came out actually 4 years ago.
Well, by the way, we're going to put all of that in the description so you could go get a copy for yourself. Yeah.
Boom. So that book, it teaches the kids about money. I even have in there how to write a check, about goals.
It's funny. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's so funny because things like that seem so mundane.
Yeah.
We don't even think to teach kids. That's why I really like the book.
Yeah.
It's like writing a check. Yeah, people might argue that, well, we're not going to be, but the mere fact that you're writing a check, I think it does something to your psyche.
Absolutely.
Right? It's like, do I have the money?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to swipe a card whether you have money or not.
Absolutely.
But when you're writing a check, you're intentionally, so I mean, those are really great, amazing skills that you're teaching.
Absolutely. And I teach them about saving their money. Like I tell my youth girls, all right, you working. So we take your check, we put some in savings.
Yeah.
I say, because life happens. Right. So one of my little girls, she was 16 and she saved $1,000. That's huge.
That's huge.
For a 16-year-old. She was so excited that she saved that. She said, Miss Jennifer, I listen to everything you told me to do. I said, like, some people listen to me.
Yeah.
Actually take my advice. And it's like, I'm not going to tell you anything wrong. I'm trying to set you up and prepare you. So that's the thing, is I want to set the kids up and prepare them. I've even been asked to talk to different colleges about entrepreneurship, which I'm not going to lie to you, I was a little bit intimidated at first because, I have no degrees in nothing. This is just simple life, things that I researched, I learned on my own when nobody teach me how to do certain things. So it's like, when I went and talked to IB Tech at East Chicago, I got so many emails from the students and even a teacher. They said, all the different speakers that came here, you was the best one this year. And I was like, really?
Wow.
And I just I'm like the lady was saying today, how she just organic. I don't like to write down stuff. I like to just talk from my head, my heart, because I know my journey. I don't need to have to write it down because I just feel like it comes out so much more genuine when you just talking from experience or everything you went through versus, let me look at this. I don't. That's why I always tell people, I don't want to know the answers or questions to interview. Ask me what I want. I'm an open book. I don't have nothing to hide because my life is my life. My journey is my journey. Yeah. And I hope and pray that it can help somebody, empower somebody, and say this is my life right now, but look at where she went through, how she bounced back. I know I could do it. Right. It's just simple as trouble don't last forever. That's the only message that I want to get across to people. And once you're up, reach your hand back to help another person.
I love that, because some people forget. Yeah. They forget to look back and lift up others.
And that's the thing, where God will humble you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't want to be humble. I just know where I came from.
Right.
And it's like, I love giving back. I do the back to school giveaways, I do turkey giveaways, and I do the toy giveaway. Every year I do these events because I was a mother that one day I couldn't buy my son school clothes. That was hard. I was depressed. I remember that like it was yesterday. It was 2013.
Wow.
I remember I couldn't even afford to buy my baby no school supplies.
Wow.
I remember I didn't have money to buy no groceries.
Wow.
I remember one year when he was like 1 year old, I didn't have money to even buy toys. He didn't even know, but people kept saying they didn't know it. My friend told me, look, you got school books. Go sell those to the college. I sold my school books to Purdue College to buy my baby some Christmas gifts. And I told myself back then, one day I'm going to be on my feet and I'm going to give back to other struggle members. Like when women call me that great, what do I need to show to get a gift? Just bring your kid. I don't care about where you live. If you need help, come get it. My first event, I was giving out 6 and 7 presents to a kid because we had so many donations. I'm not like that. I love to give. Like I'm sitting there smiling and happy, and that's why I tell the girls, God love, but you're forgiven.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
If you don't want to be up here serving to the community, you got a frown on your face. Do not come and be a part of this event because guess what? You don't understand how these people feel that they got to come stand in this line and get these gifts. How they already feel on the inside.
That's right.
So I want people to feel welcome. With any event I have, I had a lady who put like a long drawn out text, Facebook message and said that I love what that woman doing. I had gave her the rest of the gifts. I had people take stuff out because she said she lived in the projects and there was a family next door who didn't have any lights, and it was a struggling father who had 4 kids. And she asked me, can I take a gift for them? And I said, are you sure you're going to give the gift? She said, I promise you. I said, take all this stuff. She looked at me, she said, wait, what? Take it off. I want to make sure they have a good person. They stayed in the projects. I just went off of her word, and that was it. The rest was history. So it's like the thing is like I look forward to those giveaways because I just remember when that was me. That's why I do the things I do. And my mother said one day, like, my daughter give you the shirt off her back. I don't know where she get them from. But I just love it. Yeah. I just love it. It warms my heart, and I just understand people. I don't want people to feel embarrassed because at the end of the day, this is where you at right now.
Right.
Life changes. Because remember, 2013, I was here. I've been evicted before.
Right.
I've had a car repossessed before. I've had bad credit before. I had it where I couldn't pay my bills before. Didn't have no food on the table. I went to sleep hungry, but I made sure my son ate. I've been you.
Yeah.
So who am I to sit here and turn my nose? You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying is life can change.
Yeah.
You can be down one day and God flip that switch and go up tomorrow.
That's right.
So just keep pushing through, keep the faith, keep praying, and trusting and believing in God.
It's amazing. So you do taxes. You also have a trucking business, transportation business.
Yeah, non-emergency services where we pick people up and take them to their doctor's appointment.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. I know there are people over there thinking, how can I reach Jennifer? How can I first of all, you can help them file their tax.
Absolutely.
You do also credit and repair and then the transportation. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, where we can find you, and I'm going to put all of this in a link too, but I want them to be able to use your services, because I see that you're not just, it's for you, it's not the money, it's the helping people. They're so passionate about that. So,
So you can reach me at my office, All-in-One Tax Services. I am located at 6340 Kennedy Avenue, Hammond, Indiana, and I do all 50 states for tax preparation services. No worries. My contact number is 219-206-2415, and my website is all ALL, the letter N, number 1, TAXJW.com. And you can reach me at J Williams, the @ all-in-one tax, JW.com.
all-in-one-tax.jw.com. Okay, I'll make sure all of that information is in the link. You already know how that goes. Please make sure you go in and check that out. Also, your nonprofit organization, so where would you find that information?
The organization is 219-951-1025, and it's Zetta, ZETTA Nicole Girls. And you can see us, look us up on our website, www.zettanicolegirls.org.
Great. Yeah, because if you're interested in being a part of this, either as one of the girls, or if you want to support or you want to help volunteer, I'm sure that they can use help. Plus also whenever we put this out there, if you have questions about taxes, like this woman is so knowledgeable, she's so open to helping people. Do not be afraid to just reach out. Sometimes also, or even credit repair, I think that's what the big one too. A lot of people are ashamed to have that conversation because they're like, I know. So
it happens. We all fall short sometimes, but that's okay. You can repair your credit. I did it myself when I bought my house, 11 years ago. I purchased my home with a 530 credit score.
Wow.
That was in 2014. So I pulled myself out of 530 to an 815 credit score, so it can be done.
It is possible.
Yeah.
So please make sure you reach out, and this has been a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me.
I appreciate you.
This week has been amazing. We're running up our program with the 10K SB. It's been very impactful for me in so many ways, but I think also the particularly for the relationships that I'm building with you.
Absolutely. We keep in touch. That's right, girl. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No, you're
fun. This was a lot of fun. Yes. It was very just zen.
That's good.
You almost made me cry.
A couple of times I feel like well, until next time, keep it locked in here. Take care.
Bye.